that we need to know. So after that we're going to continue the session, right? So here, to design the web page, right? So actually what we are mentioning here, so as I said now, so we are designing of what? Instagram clone, right? So Instagram clone. So what is meant by Instagram clone? So here, whatever the Instagram that you are seeing here, right? So what are the interface that you are seeing here, we are going to design that interface here, right? So using of the technologies, which type of technologies means, so here those are what? The front end technologies, right? So here in the front end technologies, we are going to include, the first thing is, right? So the first thing we are going to include is what? HTML, and the second one we are going to include is CSS part, right? So first we need to know about what is meant by HTML and what is the next one is CSS, right? Yeah. So actually, what is meant by HTML, what is meant by CSS? So first we'll need to know what is meant by the front end technologies and what is the use of this front end, and we'll let to know like what is meant by HTML and CSS, right? So here front end is nothing but which is used to design the user interface, right? So what is meant by actually user interface? User interface is nothing but whatever the web page that you are seeing here, whatever it may be, right? So here nowadays we are going to completely going to deal with the digital work only, right? So whenever if you want to order something, or else if you want to book your tickets or whatever it may be, right? So completely you're going to deal with what? The digital thing only, right? So here through what? Through mobile phones, right? Or through your laptops, right? So here in your mobile phones or your laptop, the what are the interface you are seeing here, right? So that interface we are going to design with what? We are going to design with the front end technologies, right? So here the main thing that we need to learn in the front end technologies are HTML, CSS and JavaScript, right? So here HTML, suppose let us consider what is meant by actually HTML and what is the use of HTML here, right? So let me explain you. Yeah. So what is meant by actually HTML, right? So here HTML is nothing but, so first I need to know what is the abbreviation of this one and what is the role of this one in the front end technologies, right? So here HTML is nothing but hypertext markup language, right? So here hypertext markup language is nothing but which is used to create the structure of the web page, right? Structure of web page. Okay, so what is meant by actually structure? Suppose let us assume we are having of an interface. So here we are having of, suppose let us assume we are having of some registration form. Here we are having of some input fields. So here what are the input fields and what are the buttons we are having, that we are going to design with the HTML part only, right? So here after that we are using of what? The CSS. So what is meant by actually CSS? CSS is nothing but what? The cascading style sheet, right? So what is the use of this? Whatever the structure we have designed here, for the structure we are going to use what? This cascading style sheet, nothing but CSS. We are adding of what? We are adding of the beauty to the web page, right? So this is how the HTML and CSS will work, right? So before going to the like main concept of the topic, so first let me introduce myself here. So I'm Nikita here. I'm gonna work in the tech SEOak, so from 1 year, right? So here now we are going to discuss about what? We are going to discuss about how we can create the Instagram cloning here, right? So here let me give the layout first. What is meant by actually layout, right? So layout is nothing but, so it is just like a one of the blueprint, right? So whenever you're constructing of any building or whenever you're constructing of anything, right? Suppose if you want to plan something, then what you need to do, you need to write down the plan, right? So suppose here while you are mentioning of you are constructing of anything, suppose if you're constructing of any building, so what you need to do here, you need to draw some blueprint, right? Which is nothing but the planning, right? So what are the rooms in where we need to construct, right? So same as like that, if I want to create any of the web page, first what I need to know, I need to know what? I need to know about the layout of the web page, right? So here also we are having of the layout of the web page. First we need to know the how we can create the, how we want to create the web page, right? So here layout is nothing but we are going to mention the content here, right? So here, before going to the layout, first let me show you what. First let me show you the interface of an Instagram cloning. Then after we'll moving to this one, right? So first let me show you the output here. So this is my actual program. So just let me show you the output. Fine. So this is what, this is of an interface of what, the Instagram account, right? So we are having of, see here we are having of number of posts here, right? We are having of many profiles over there, right? So this is how usually it will perform. So here we are having of some suggestions for you, and this is your account. If you are having of your multiple accounts, you can switch over there, and these are what, these are the profiles here, right? So here we are having the buttons called like home button, some search button, explore, reels, messages, like this, right? So this is what, this is a main thing, right? So yeah, so according to the same page, so I want to write the code, right? So actually this is my blueprint here, right? So I want to design the same thing like this. So what I want to do, so first let us discuss the layout of an web page, right? So as you seen there, right? So here what I'm going to do is, let me draw one of the layout, that is what, the sidebars. So here within the sidebars only, what you are going to get, you are going to get some like a home page, right? And here you are going to get like some reels, sorry, yeah, some reels or some contact, or else you need to, you are going to get some profile also here, right? So this is what the profile here, right? And also you are going to get like more, right? So here you're going to get all these things in the left side of your web page, right? So say here the same thing. So let me show you, right? This is what the sidebar here, right? So after this sidebar, what I did is, so here I have mentioned what, I have mentioned the main bar here, right? So which is nothing but we call it as nav bar, right? So nav bar is nothing but where we can profile some where we can mention some profiles here, right? So this is my profile, and this is what some another profile, right? So we are having of like multiple profiles here, right? So we are going to get like this. So after this one, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to mention what, I'm going to mention the number of posts here, right? So here whether it may be, suppose if you are having of some first post, second post, and third post, right? So we are going to get the things like this. So after this, what I need to do, so here let me give what the suggestions for you, okay? Excuse me. So here we are going to get like this, right? This is what, this is about the sidebar, and this is called navbar. So let me write here. So this is what, this is about the sidebars, okay? And this is about the navbar, and this is what, this is about the main component, and this is what, this is the other side box 2, this is called 1, okay? Now this is the actual layout that I want to design here, right? So this is how we can perform the thing. So see here, why I have mentioned the first blueprint, right? So why I didn't explain the code first, because so whenever you are developing of any of the code, right? So whenever you are planning to design any of the web page, first you need to know about the planning here, right? So wherever you want to mention the element, wherever you want to mention the content, so firstly you need to know the thing. So after that only you are able to build the code, because if you don't have any plan, right? Whenever if you're ready to directly build the code and directly if you want to build the website without having of any planning, so that may not be works like all the time, right? So firstly you need to build what, you need to draw some planning here, which is nothing but the blueprint. According to the blueprint you need to start the content here, right? So this is how we are going to mention what, we are going to represent our content, right? Okay, fine. So now what I'm going to do is, when it comes to the coding part, okay. So as I said you here, I'm going to include some technologies, right? So what are the technologies? I'm going to include the technologies like HTML and CSS. So these are the only two technologies that I'm going to include, right? So listen carefully here. I'm not going to add any JavaScript, right? Suppose if you are having of a basic awareness of this technologies, so without JavaScript, we are doesn't going to add any functionality. But now what I'm going to do? So here, just by using of the HTML and CSS, I have designed what? I have designed this cloning here, right? So Instagram clone, right? So here, this will consider as a major project for the beginners, right? So who are just learning of like front end technologies, this is like very useful to them, right? So if not, if you're not yet started your learning, so if you are interested, you can also enroll to our batch, right? So right, so coming to the coding part, so what are the things that we are using here? HTML and CSS, right? Okay, fine. So now what I'm going to do is, let me explain you the code. So let me show you the content. Right. So here, what are the thing that you are saying here? This is what, this is the first interface here, right? So here, if you can see, the first two images are like just moving, right? So it is having of some action, and it just was moving, right? So those are moving with the help of an animation part, right? So in the CSS, you are going to learn what? You are going to learn the animation also. So just by using of an animation, you are going to create these type of things here, right? Okay, fine. So next, what I want to do is, suppose here I'm very new to the Instagram, or else I have already an account. So here I want to sign up here, log in here. So what can I do? I can give any of the username. So here let me give what? Nikita. And my password is, let me give some name that is like Nikita at the rate 123. Right. So here I have given what my username and password. And when I click on this login button, it is navigating to my Instagram page. Right. So this is how it will work usually. So here, what are the thing that we have discussed here, right? So the first page is what? The first page is the login page, right? So here what I did is, for the login page, so let me remove this one. So for the login page, what I did is, so initially first I have mentioned what? The syntax of an HTML. So just let me remove this one. So if I want to create what? I want to create the login page. How can I create? So to create the login page, what I did is, so here my requirement is this, and here I want to mention what? I want to mention some username, and here I want to mention some password over here, and after that I need to get what? Some submit button. So this is the thing that I want to mention here, right? So here, if I want to write in the HTML code, what I do? I can mention here the HTML, and I can mention what? The closing of an HTML, right? So within this HTML, we are having of what? The head section, and we are having of the closing of an head section, and within the body tag, I'm going to mention what? I'm going to mention the actual content, right? So here we are having of the different purposes in different sections. So this is called what? The head section, and this is called what? The body section. So in the head section, we are going to provide what? The hyperlinks, right? So hyperlinks is nothing but wherever you want to navigate, right? So that links you are going to mention what? In the head section. And body section is nothing but whatever the content that you want to represent in your browser, the entire content will be represented here, right? So this is how we need to mention. So here let me explain you the code first. So here, right, so just let me increase the font size. Yeah. So this is what, this is about the body section. So within the body section, what I did is, I have took what? I have took the div tags, right? So this is what, this is the entire main div. So within the div, for representing of an images, what I did is just I have took another div. So within the div, I have mentioned what? The two images. So where I have given what? The class attribute, that is what? Some image one and image two. So for that, what I did is, so here for the image one, I have mentioned what? Some border radius margin, which is used to add some spaces over there. And after that, I have given what? Some height and width for adjusting of an image. Next, I have mentioned what? The animation part, right? So animation is nothing but, so in which, in where you want to animate the images, right? So this is what, this is the animation name, animation duration, and animation iteration count, right? So here, just by using of this, what we are going to do is, so here, but just by going to this, we are going to write what? We are going to write down the entire animation part here, right? So this is for image 2. So here for the image 2, we are mentioning of what? The border radius, margin, height, width, right? So same as like this, we are going to mention, right? Okay, fine. This is what the images. Next, moving to the main section here, right? So here, if you can currently observe the output here, right? So see here, right? This is the exact output, right? So let's me show you this thing. So here in the div, so in the box I have mentioned what the Instagram. Next one I'm mentioning of what some input type, that is like username, password and button. And after that I have mentioned what some forgot password like this, right? So to design such type of thing, what I'm going to use is I have mentioned what the h1 tag, right? So it is one of the heading tag to represent some headings here, right? So here whenever you're learning of the HTML part, so here we are having of some certain tags to represent the content, right? Suppose here my requirement is I want to represent some heading over there, right? So then what I do is I can mention what the h1 tag. So this is one of the heading tag, right? So it is having of like highest priority, right? So which gives you the high font size and high boldness also. Okay, and after that what I'm going to do is to get this form, I have mentioned what the form tag, right? So this is the form tag. And here what I did is, so here I have created another file that is like index.js. So after some time I'm going to tell you what is meant by an index.html, right? So just now what I'm going to do is, just let me remove this one. Right now what I'm going to do in the input, so I have given what type is equals to text and the placeholder is phone number or username or email. So here whatever the content you are seeing over here, that I have placed using of the placeholder, right? And whenever I have mentioned what input type is equals to text and placeholder would be password, right? But so if I mention, right, while I'm entering my password, if I give this one, right, if I'm mentioning it like this, so what it is happening, it is showing the content that is like in a visible stage, right? Suppose if I'm there in the some public place and I want to type my password, right? So here if anybody sees our password, it doesn't having of our security. But now what I want to do is I want to make it like hidden format, right? So for that what I'm going to do is in the input type is equals to, instead of text what I'm going to do is I'm going to mention it as password. So see here, if I'm entering the content here, it is representing it like what? The dot symbol, right? So this is how it will be presented, right? So let me show you, right? Just let me refresh. And here now what I'm going to do is let me give some name that is like some Nikita, and here I'm giving the password. So here password would be some content, right? So is it visible to you? No, it doesn't visible to you because I have mentioned what I have mentioned here. I have mentioned here the input type is equals to password, right? So this is how it will be represented. Okay, so after that I have given the button called what, the login button. So where you can mention what, where you can give or where you can submit the form over there, right? So this is how you can represent. And after that, so I have mentioned some text, right? So see here, right, what I did is I have mentioned what, login with Facebook or forgot password or do you have an account, sign up, right? So these are the things I have mentioned here, right? So now what I'm going to do for representing of this text, I have mentioned what, I have mentioned here the forgot password and don't have an account. So okay, ma fine, let me increase the font size, right? So please let me know, is it clear for you now? Okay, Rambabu. So actually I have increased it now. So is it clear to you? So please let me know in the chat box. Fine. So same as that. So if I want to represent what, if I want to represent the text like this, what I did is just I have mentioned what, just I have mentioned the paragraph tag. So within the paragraph tag I have written what, some forgot password or don't have any account, right? So this is the thing I have mentioned, right? So yeah, in the style what I have given, style is nothing but here I'm adding of what, I'm adding of for the CSS here, right? So right, so Vaishnavi is asking one doubt, is the Facebook and sign up page works? So here same as, right, so what are the page we have created here, so same as like this you can also create the Facebook login page also. Okay, now Yeah, Vaishnavi, done. So here now what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to add what I'm going to add the style. So whenever if you want to add the CSS styles there, so what you need to do, you can add in multiple ways, that is like inline, internal and external, right? So inline is nothing but I'm adding of the CSS properties that is like within the same tag over there, right? So see here, within the same tag only I have mentioned what the style attribute, right? So this is nothing but inline CSS. So inline CSS is nothing but adding the CSS that is within the same tag, right? So by adding like this, we are going to get the properties that is for the individual tags, right? So what are the individual tags that we are having here, for the individual tags that we are going to get, right? So this is how usually it will perform. Okay, yeah, fine. This is what, this is about the home page, right? So main login page, and if I click on login, now it is navigating to what, it is navigating to the main page. Okay, no? So see here, we got like some Instagram, home, search, explore, reels, right? So we got like this, and these are what, these are the profiles here, right? So if we move slightly, so now what I'm going to do is, if I move here, we are going to get what, we are going to get some content here, right? So just a second. Yeah, so here now what I'm going to do is, so actually I'm mentioning what, these are the one profile. So that is what, SEOak official, right? So here, this is what, this is a video of an our student. So is giving of what, is giving of the feedback, right? So here I have mentioned what, the video, and after that here I have mentioned what, the main flyer, right? So what are the flyer that you have seen today, so that is what, that I have mentioned here, right? So after this I have mentioned our team members have captured the photo on some event here. So that's what I have mentioned here, and I have mentioned some random pictures over there, and this is what another student's video feedback. So this is what another photos, right? So if you can currently observe this one, what we are getting actually, so here we are having of some like, comment, share, right? So we are going to get like this one, right? So here, to represent this content, I have created what, I have created one file, that is what, the index.html. Ma'am, why we need to give like .html every time? So .html is nothing but it is an extension of a HTML file. So whenever if you are creating of any HTML file, so if the browser want to know what are the file it would be, right? So for that, for identification purpose, we are mentioning of what? We are mentioning of the extensions. So it is very, very important, right? So the students who doesn't having of any knowledge about the basic of the front end also, no problem. So just by listening of this, you are going to get like basic clarity about this one, right? So here actually I have mentioned the link for you in the chat box. You can please fill out the link for your certifications. So you are going to get the certifications who are attended for the webinars, right? And if you are interested to join in our academy, you can also ping to the number. That one also I'm going to mention in the chat box. Okay, fine. So just now what I'm doing is, I have created what? I have created one page. So listen here, let me explain you that is in detail, right? So if you're having of any queries, if you don't understand the concept also, you can ping me in the chat box. I can see your chat, right? So now here what I'm going to do is, so what are the login page that we have created? Okay, that was done successfully. Now what I'm going to do is, whenever I click on this login button, it should open what? It should open the Instagram page. So for that, I have created the file name is index.html. So here this .html is very, very important. This is what, this is called as an extension. Okay, no? So this is what, an extension. So now what I'm going to do is, so what is the use of this extension, what is, why we need to use only HTML, why not others, right? Suppose here what I'm creating here, actually I'm creating of a web page, right? So web page is nothing but which can be opened in the browser. So here, what are the web page that you have created here, if you want to open it to into the browser, compulsory what you need to do, you need to create an HTML file. So without HTML file, you're not going to open this one into the browser, right? So I think it's clear to you, right? Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is, so here, yeah. Now I have mentioned what, I have created one file that is like index.html with the extension of .html. Now what I need to do, I need to write down the content here, right? So before going to the main content, first you need to know about what? the main tag is what? The div tag, right? So here, if you know the basic part of an HTML, or else if you don't know the main part of an basic part of an HTML also, you need to know about what the div tag, right? So what is the use of div tag and why we need to mention the div tag? So here, div tag is nothing but it is very important tag that is in the HTML, and it plays a very major role in the HTML, right? So here, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this div tag for separating or to divide the content, right? So to divide the sections, right? Suppose here, as we discussed now, right? So already we have discussed about the layout, right? So in this layout we are having of different types of layout. This is what the sidebars, nav bars, right? So this is what the main content, right? So this is how usually we mention. So to divide the sections, right? So here, right, to divide these sections, what I have used here, I have used what? The div tag. So using of this div tag only, I have divided this section, I have divided this section, and I have divided this section, right? So the div is very important, right? So if you want to know the importance of the div tag, so compulsory you need to do what? The practice, right? So if you know, if you do the practice only, then you are going to get the value of an a div, right? So fine, coming to the coding part here, right? So I think my font is clear, font sizes was clear to you. Now what I'm going to do is, here I have mentioned what this is the structure of the HTML, right? So here in the title I have given what? I have given the Instagram. So here Instagram is nothing but, so whenever I have mentioned here, I have opened the web page, now we are going to get what? Now we are going to get the Instagram. Now here what I want to do is, I have linked what? I have linked the two things. The first one is styles.css. Actually, so index.html, and actually I have created another file that is like styles.css. So .css is nothing but it is an extension for the cascading style sheet files. So that file I have linked here, and the above file that you are seeing is, that is what? Some for getting of an icons I have mentioned what? Some font awesome. So it is what? It is one of the web page where we can find out what? Where we can find out the icons over there, right? So now what I'm going to do is, so within this one, let me mention what? So here within the body section, so already I said you within the head section we are going to mention what? We are going to mention the hyperlinks over there. So that's why I have mentioned the link tags here. And coming to the body section, so here if you currently observe this one, so see here, probably you can see what? You can see the mostly div tags only, right? So div tags are very important, as I said you, right? So just for your confirmation, so first let me tell you the structure, right? So this is what? This is a first div. Let me select this one, right? You can see here where the div tag will be closed, right? Whenever I am starting the writing of the content over there, so what I did is just I have mentioned the div. So within the div I'm mentioning of some content. So now let me tell you one thing. The div, it is act like a container, right? So what is meant by container? Suppose if you want to carry something, so what you can do, you can keep all the thing that is in one of the container, and you can directly carry the container. So same as like that, if I want to carry some code, or else if I want to write some content, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use what? The div tag. So div tag is nothing but it is one of the block level element, and it is act like a container here, right? So container is nothing but whatever the extra code we are having, right? Or else whatever the code that we are including, so the entire code that we are going to include within the div tag only, right? So you can see here, if I select this div, so it gonna be showing this one, right? So which is nothing but it is highlighting of the parent tag, right? So here if we talk about the like tags concept, so let me show you, right? If you talk about the tags concept, we are having of two types of tags here. The first one we are having of what? The parent tag, and the other one would be what? Self closing tag, right? So parent tag and self closing tag. Now what I'm going to do is, so parent tags is nothing but which is having of opening tag as well as closing tag. So self closing tag is nothing but the tag which doesn't having of any closing tags, right? So directly you can access what? Directly you can write down the code, and the tag which can be closed by itself is known as what? The self closing tags, right? So just now what I'm going to do is, okay, that is what the main div. So now what I'm going to do is, so I have given what? For the main div I have given what? The style. and the property name is what? Display, and the value would be what? Flex. So margin left is equal to some 20 pixels. What is the use of this display, right? And what is the use of this flex, right? So here, as you seen, in the entire layout, so we are having of what? We are having of some couple of things that is like placed side by side. Yes or no? These are what? Some things, and we are having of some content. These are placed what? Side by side. So to get that alignment, I have mentioned what? The display flex. So flex is nothing but it is one of the most important property. So that is what? Flexible box, right? So which is used to manage the alignment here, right? Suppose if you want to manage any of the alignment, then you can what? Use what? Flex. And we can also having of another option, that is what? Grid. Flex and grid, right? So now what I'm going to do is fine. So let me moving to the next one, that is what? The nav bars. So just let me open the nav bar content here, right? So now what I'm going to do is I have mentioned what? I have mentioned the another div. So let me select this div, and it was highlighting here. Fine. So which is nothing but, so the div tag was closed here. If I selected this one and it is highlighting this one, right? So which is nothing but this is the opening div and this is the closing div. These two are what? The parent tags, right? Now what I'm going to do is here I have given what? An ID. ID is equals to what? Navs. So navs is nothing but I have mentioned it as like some navs. So now what I'm going to do is, so here I have given what? One h1 tag. So for that I have mentioned what? Instagram. So let me open you the content. So see, this is what? This is the Instagram, right? So for getting of this one, what I have mentioned here, I have mentioned this one in the italic tag, right? So within the italic tag I have mentioned the Instagram. For getting of more size and more boldness, I have mentioned within the h1 tag. Okay, fine. So see here, after this one, so I need to get these things that is in a with a proper alignment, right? So this alignment is different and these alignments are different. So for that, what I'm going to do is, let me create what? Let me create another div. So here this is what? This is a div of icons. So here now what I mentioned here within this icons, let me mention what? I have given what? The unordered list. What is the use of unordered list? I can use ordered list or unordered list also. According to my wish, I can mention over there. So within the list of items, I have mentioned what? I have mentioned the icons here. Ma'am, where we can found these icons actually? So you are going to get these icons that is like from this website, that is like font Awesome website, right? So here I have mentioned the link of the font Awesome, but if you want to access the icons, compulsory you need to mention this CDN link over there. If not, if you just give only this one, then you are not going to access those icons, right? So just I have mentioned what the icons, and after that I have given some names, that is like home, search, explore, reels, messages, notifications, right? So just like that I have given here, right? So see here, now this part will be completed. So I have took some particular div. So within the div, what I did is I have mentioned what the heading, that is like Instagram. Next after that I have mentioned what? I have mentioned some icons, that is like home icon, search bar icon, explore, reels. So those icons I have mentioned it some place. Next, what is the thing that I want to mention here? I want to create this main navbar, right? So for this one, what I'm going to do is, before between this one and this one, I need to get what? I need to get one line. So to get the horizontal line, we are having of the tag that is called HR tag. But here to get the vertical line, what I did is I have to what? Again I have to div. So see here, this is for the navbar. So the navbar was closed here. So after this one, what I did is I have mentioned what the div, which is having of the ID is equals to lines, right? So I have mentioned what the lines, and here see here, let me show you the lines, right? This is what the lines property, right? So here I have mentioned what? The height. Next one, width, margin left, and border, right? So for if you mention like this, then you are going to get the horizontal line. Okay, fine. So here to get the line, what I have given, just I have given the height but not width. If you given the width, then it will convert to some square or rectangle. So I need only what? I need only line that is like vertical line. So that's why I have mentioned what? Only the height but not any width, right? Okay, fine. Next, what I'm going to do is, this div was closed. Now what I'm going to do is, so just let me open the main section, right? So within the main section, what I'm going to do is, so here let me mention what? Let me give the ID is equals to main, and here ID is equals to round. So see here, in the main we are having of multiple things. So see here, I need to include the entire part here, right? I need to include the entire part. So for that one, what I'm going to do is, for mentioning of those profiles, I have mentioned what ID is equals to rounds. So for that, what I have mentioned is, I have I have copied some of the images and I have imported to my file. So this is what, this is my folder, and you are going to get the subfolder. Within the subfolder we are having of what, the multiple images over there, and just what I did is, just I have copied the images and I have pasted over there, right? Which is nothing but I have copied the relative path of an image, right? So within the image tag I have mentioned this one, and I have set it what, I have set it some height and width, and I have designed some properties over there. What type of properties? So to get the content like this, right? So here we are converting the square boxes, like square shaped photos, to circle. So to get like that, what I have used is, I have mentioned what, the border radius. So border radius is nothing but we are changing of the edges of the width, so that it will convert into the circle shape, right? So if you want, I can also show you. The class name is what, raw. So see here, right, this is what raw. So border radius, border, and margin. So see here, if you can correctly observe this one, whatever the ID name that I have given for the single element, that ID name is should not be repeated again and again. Yes or no? Is it repeated anywhere? No, because ID should be, can be mentioned only the single time, but not the multiple times, because ID can be used for only the unique one, right? But not the multiple. Suppose if you want to add the same properties for the multiple elements, then what can I use? I can use what? I can use the class name. So see here, you're going to get the class name for same. So class raw, right? So we are having of like this, right? So this is how you can create of an profiles. So okay, fine, this was completed successfully. So just let me close this rounds. And the next one we are having of what, album. So within the album, what I did is, so I have mentioned what, the sites. So here, yeah, just let me open album. So here, after completion of this one, so after completion of this rounds, we are having of what, we are having of the main section. I have named this section as some albums here, right? So within the albums, what I did is, I have mentioned what, this is what, card one. Suppose let us assume that is what, the card one. So same as like that, what I did is, I have created what, the div. So see here, this is what, this is a div, and the div was closed here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to mention what, I'm going to open the another card. So here within this one, what I'm going to do is, I'm mentioning of what, div class is equals to card one. Next I'm going to mention what, class is equals to heads. So heads are nothing but, so actually if you can see this one card, right, we are having of what, we are having of the main heading here, and we are having of some image. So I consider it as what, some head section. So that's why I have given it as what, I have given it as some heads. So within that one, let me given what, I have given some image tag, and I have set it height and width. To get the properties, I have mentioned what, the class is equals to raw 1. And after that, I have mentioned what, some bold tag, that is like SEOak official. And in the paragraph, I have mentioned what, the edutech company Hyderabad, right? If you can currently see this one, you are going to get the value here, the edutech company Hyderabad SEOak official page, right? So next, what I'm going to do is, after this one, let me mention what, let me give in the video tag here, right? So here we can write the video tag in two ways, right? So let me explain you, this is very very important here. So whenever you are writing of any video tag, so here we are having of the first syntax, that is like video src is equals to double quotes, you are going to mention the path and you need to close the thing, right? So usually we can write, but according to the version that we are used, so compulsory we need to mention what, compulsory we need to mention the controls attribute. If you mention the controls attribute only, then you are going to access the video. So this is what, this is a first type. Then what is the second type? The second type is, so you are going to mention what, you are going to mention the video tag, and here you are going to give the attributes, that is like some muted or autoplay, whatever you want, right? So I'm just going to close the video tag here, and within this one you are going to mention what, you are going to mention the source here. So see here, we are having a video. So within the video tag, I have given what, autoplay. So autoplay is nothing but without my control, right? So without I'm accessing of like pause and play, directly it gonna be play. And next one is what, muted loop. So muted is nothing but, so the audio, we are not going to get any audio. And I have mentioned what loop. So after completion of the duration of the video, again iteratively it gonna play. Height, width. Next in the source I have mentioned what the video here, right? So this is how I have mentioned, right? So after this one, what I did is I have mentioned what the like, comment and share buttons, right? So those are what, those are the icons. So same thing, I have copied these icons from the font awesome. Just I have mentioned what the awesome links. So by mentioning of this, we are going to get what, we are going to get the icons over there. So after that, what I did is, right, so just let me show you. Yeah, after that I have mentioned what, I have mentioned what how many likes we got and who they are liked. So see here. So by mentioning of this level, like we are going to get like some 20,367 likes liked by Nikita and others. SEOak official, that is what edutech, right? If you can currently observe the same thing. So here, observe here, this card is having of the same structure and this card is also having of same structure. So instead of writing again and again, what I do is directly what are the first card code was there, just I'm gonna directly copy that, I'm gonna paste again and again, right? So see here, just let me close this one. This is what, this is the card one. So see here, same as like card one, we are having of what, we are having of multiple cards. Just what I did is simply I have changed what, I have changed the images, and I have changed what, I have changed the icon name, right? That is like profile name. So see here, this is what SEOak official, and this is what, so Nikita G. And next we are having of some Akila Poshala, right? Next one we are having of some memes Karo, right? So SEOak official. Next Nikita 2022, right? So next is Shreya Reddy, right? So this is what I have changed, and also I have changed what the content. If I want to represent any image, I can represent image. If I want to give any audio, I can give audio. If I want to give any video, so same as like that, I can give the video also, right? So this is how usually we are going to get the same syntax, it gonna be applicable over there, right? So if we are capable of writing at least one card, so then you can create the multiple cards, right? So that is how we can mention the content over there. So after completion of these cards, what I need to do? So say here, after completion of these cards, I need to mention what? I need to mention this content. So now what I'm going to do is, for that content, let me give the ID name as what? Sites. I have to quote another div. So within the div, I have given what? The sites. Next, I'm going to mention what? I have given the div class is equals to D1. So class is equals to D1 is nothing but, so I have written some of the properties here. So let me open you the for you, right? This is what D1 ma, right? So within the D1 I have given what, some margin top. So for each and every element we are going to get some spaces at the top side, right? So next what I'm going to do is, yeah, so after this one I have mentioned what, let me open this one. So within this D1 I have mentioned what, I have mentioned some of the image, and I have set it what height, width and border radius also. And after that I have mentioned what SEOak official, SEOak, and after that I have mentioned what the switch statement. So see here, this is how you are going to get SEOak official, SEOak tech, and you are going to get what? You are going to get the switch statement over there, right? And after that, what I mentioned is, so here, let me move to the what? Let me move to the another div. So for that, what I'm going to do is, I have mentioned what span tag, that is what suggested for you. So if you can currently observe this one, you are going to get what suggested for you. So here to get this one, I have used what? I have used the span tag. What is mean by span tag? So while we are talking about the div tag, I said you right. So div tag is nothing but it is a block level element, right? So here span tag is nothing but it is a inline element, right? So both are different. So block level is nothing but it gonna occupying the entire width of the web page. That is like the what are the line that we are giving here, the entire line it gonna occupy. So span is nothing but whatever the specific width that we have mentioned over there, the specific width only it gonna occupy, not extra spaces. Fine. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is, so this is what, after that let me give what, let me give another one. So see here, if you can currently observe this one, whatever the syntax I have given for the first one, so for the second one also I have given the same content for the third, fourth, fifth, right? So see here, the code will be ended here, right? So see here, you're going to get the same content, right? So that is what edutech, Meghana, some other persons, right, whom I am not followed here, right? So they are giving some suggestions to follow them. Okay now, so here my profile. So this is how you can prepare what? You can prepare the Instagram clone. right? So please let me know if you're having of any queries, or else if you want to tell you something about this content. So please let me know in the chat box. You can also mention in the chat box. I'm going to look into that. Yeah. So, and another thing, so I want to tell you. So here, as you seen, we have built what? We have built a one of the real time project. So real time project is nothing but whatever the actual project we are having. So just we are built same as like that. So it is also nothing but what the capstone project here, right? So here, same as like that, we are going to build what? We are going to build the multiple projects over there, right? So here, actually what who are the students that enroll in our academy, almost they are having of what they are having of like around 6 to 8 projects in their hand, right? And they are mentioned their resume, their projects in their resume, which gives you their lot of weightage to their resumes, right? And they are very active in the LinkedIn also, right? I think you know the importance of LinkedIn in nowadays, right? So if you want to get hired in any of the company, so you need to engage in the LinkedIn also, right? So if we are interested to join this course, and the duration of this course is like around 3 months, and within this one you are going to learn about what you are going to learn about the front end, back end, and database connectivity also, right? So in the front end part completely you are going to learn about what you are going to learn about the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and bootstrap, right? So by learning of this, so in the from front end part only you are going to able to build like minimum 3 to 4 projects over there, right? And after that, you are going to learn the back end part, that is what the Java, right? So if you want to learn Java, Python, or whatever it may be, so you are going to learn the backend as a Java or Python, right? So after learning of like backend, so you are going to build some basic project about the backend part. And after that, after learning of the database, right? So in the database you are going to learn like MySQL, right? So which is nothing but which is used to store some data over there, right? So here by learning all these technologies, you are very capable to build any applications over there, right? So this is how you need to learn. You are going to learn in our academy with in the duration of 3 months, right? And you are going to get certified with the our SEOak academy. And our SEOak academy was partners with the Wipro and Amazon, right? So you are going to get the certificates from them only, right? So it is very very main advantages for you guys, okay now. So here you are going to get the AWS certification too, right? AWS and Wipro, okay. So this is the main advantages for you. And you are going to have what? You are going to have the lot of projects. And you can also, if you are capable of building of a project also, you can also do freelancing and you can also earn money, right? And we are providing you the internship with a stipend of 15,000, right? It is just for the beginners, right? So if you are very if you are getting like experience, or according to your performance, we are going to increase the stipend also, and you are going to get a lot of opportunities here, right? So if you are really interested, so we are having of like some limited slots only. So you can mention the text to the our counselor that is like interested. So they are only going to call you, and they are only get connected with you, right? So I'm going to mention you the contact number in the chat box again. And I have mentioned the Google form over there. If you are very interested to learn, so if you really want to join, so you just directly fill the registration form and you can get contact with our counselors, right? So as I said you, we are having of what? The limited batches, right? So if we consider like if we take like large number of members, so it is like very it makes like some difficult to deal with lot of members. So that's why we are creating one of the batch which includes of some limited members only. So if you are interested, so you get connected with our counselor, just fill the form, and just what are the number I have mentioned in the chat box, just text to the chat box, right? So you are having of only 5 minutes ma. So I'm going to give the time like around, so 9:50 7:55 to 8, that's it, right? So who get texted to the counselors, so only the first few members are considered for the internship, right? So you are going to have the internship program also, right? So if you're having of any queries, you can ask me right now. You can ping me in the chat box, right? So if you're having of any of the queries, you can also ping me in the chat box, right? So you're having of only the limited time and limited seats. So just please do starting the text off to our counselors, and please fill the registration form here. Make it fast. So you're having of only the 5 minutes time. And if you're having of any queries regarding our academy or regarding our courses or anything, what regarding the certification also, you can ping me in the chat box, right? So how to get the source code? So yeah. So you're asking for the source code, right? So why you're asking? So you can also by learning, by joining in our academy, you are able to build the source code, ma'am. Right? So no need to mention the source code to you. So if you can learn the technologies directly, you are able to build these type of projects over there. But anyhow, uh, Shasiwardhini, right? Anyhow, no problem. So just go and fill the registration form, and you can directly contact with our counselors, and you can directly contact with them. If you want really the source code, I can share you the source code too. Okay, no? So do WhatsApp, right? So if you're having of any queries, or if you want to join, you directly ping me a message in WhatsApp. Okay. And remaining, yeah, Vaishnavi, actually, it's paid, but it is like very for the reasonable price, right? So you're not going to get this price at other marketing, right? Like that is like other academies also, right? So for knowing of the fee details directly, you can counselor to our contact to our counselor. They can explain you in very detailed way regarding the fee structure as well as the certification program as well as internship too. Okay, remaining. Right, once again let me explain you. So what are the advantages that you are going to get by joining in our academy is, so the first thing that you are going to that you will become a full stack developer. So the things that you are going to learn is, so in the front end part you are going to learn the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap, right? And after that, from the back end you can learn the Java or Python, and from the database you are going to learn what, you are going to learn the MySQL. So by using of this you are going to able to build what, you are going to able to build the projects over there, right? So after this, so after completion of your course, so what we can give you is, so you are going to get the certifications part. So that is from AWS and Wipro, right? So we are partners with the AWS and Wipro, so you are directly going to get the certificates from them, right? So which gives you the lot of weightage to you. And in the sessions only you are going to get what, you are going to get the resume building, right? And you can also improve your uh, LinkedIn profile. Okay, so these are the things that you are going to get. And next one, so after completion of the thing, after completion of your course and after getting of your certificate, so we are going to take one interview from you, right? According to your performance, right? So you are going to get what, you are going to select for the internships, which is what, which are paid internships, right? So approximately they are going to give the stipend for around like 15,000 for you. Okay, so which helps us to give you the more weightage to your resume, right? So these are the things that is very very important to mention in your resume. So if you are very very interested, so directly you can pin a message in the WhatsApp to our counselors, right? So already I have mentioned you in the chat box, so again I'm giving there. So just right, so again I'm mentioning in the chat box. So save that number and directly ping me in WhatsApp, right? So we are going to shortlist only few of the numbers, right? So only the 1 minute is last, so make it fast. Okay, so any queries from your side? right? So if you want, you can also see in the LinkedIn, right? So our students were posted their projects in the LinkedIn. So if you want, you can also go and there, and you can also search there, right? So if you're having of any queries, let me know in the chat box now. Yeah. So I think nobody's having of any doubts. So everything is clear, right? So if you're having of any of the queries, or if you want to tell me anything, you can also mention in the chat box, ma. So actually, Satya was mentioned. Input type is password. Yes, nice, Satya. And right. So here, I think this you have understood, right? So if you don't know the content, if you don't know the subject also, right? So many students are having of the doubts with suppose if you are having of with other stream, right? So the stream is like if you are with triple E, mechanical, civil, or whatever, right? So if you're learning that, if you're studying that one, so are we able to learn this course? Means yes, obviously you are going to learn this one, right? So who are the person that you are going to see in the interface here? This is one of my student named called Tejit. So he has just completed his diploma. Right, so he had built what? I think he didn't completed the diploma also. I think he is like first year of his diploma. So he had completed what? He have completed the entire full stack development course, and he had prepared his resume very strongly, as well as he is very active in the LinkedIn, and he had some like around 8 projects in their hand, in his hand, right? So same as like that, you are going to get the projects, right? So if you're having of doubts, right? So most of the things they may say to you, you may listen in the outside that we are having of what, suppose we are having of Java and Python, right? So most of the students having of an main doubt, main query, that whether to choose what, whether to choose Java or Python, right? So my best suggestion is, so while you're in the graduation, or else if you know the basic part of any programming language, so here you can know like what the syntaxes and how it looks, right? So here when it comes to the Python part, suppose if you're learning the Python one, so here continuously you need to learn what, you need to be active in the AI, learning of an AI, learning of an ML, that is like deep learning. And also you need to learn what, you need to like learn like some science, right? So you are going to link all the things with the Python. But in Java, so it is enough to learn with the Java, that is like advanced Java. So and we can also include what, Hibernate, and also Spring Boot, right? So here if we come to the job opportunities also, we are having of the equal number of opportunities. But when it comes to the packages also, it is having of like this, both the languages are having of highest demand in the market, right? So if you want to go with the Java, you can go with the Java, if not Python. But my suggestion is, so it is better to go with Java, right? So if you feel the syntax will be very difficult, right? So at that time you can go continue with the Python, but the opportunities are endless for the both the things, right? Right. And so who are not yet filled the Google form, so please fill the Google form over there, right? We are going to shortlist only the few of the students, right? And our counselors only get call back to you, okay, no? Right. So these are the languages, and if you are having of any query with this one, so you can mention in the chat box. So remember the main terminology. You are going to get the certification with what? AWS and Wipro, right? So you are going to get the certificates from here, right? So which gives you the lot of weightage to your resume. Remember this terminology, right? So it is very very important. So that's why we are giving the chance for only the few of the students, not for all, right? So make sure you need to fill the form, and if you are having of any queries, and if you want to clear some doubts regarding the course, or else some fee structure or whatever it may be, you can directly ping to the our WhatsApp number, okay? So from your side, any queries? Yeah, right. So more 10 minutes I will be there. So if you're having of any queries and if you need any answers from my side, you can also ping me in the chat box. Okay, no? Right. So let me tell you about the projects. Okay. So what are the projects that we are going to build here? Right. So here, the first project that you are going to build is you are going to build your own resume that is using of the HTML. So usually what we do is we are going to build our resume that is like in Word or else some Canva like that, right? But now, so we are going to build our own resume that is the using of HTML, right? So after that, you are going to build what? You are going to build the entire. Suppose let us take some album, right? Album, or we can also call it as some article, right? You are going to build the album or article just by using of what? The HTML and CSS part. Okay, now. So after this, you are going to build what? You are going to build the static web page. Static web page, so that is nothing but some any e-commerce website or else any banking related website, so whatever it may be, that is what the static web page. And after that, you are going to build what? You are going to build an animation project. So whatever the animation it may be, so you are going to build a project using of an animation, right? And here you are going to build what? You are going to build an dynamic project over here, right? So whether it may be the gaming application or else whether it may be the same static, we are converting the static to dynamic application, whatever it may be, right? So these are the things that you are going to build. And also you are going to mention one of the real-time dynamic application using of backend. So here you are going to mention what? You are going to create a project with using of backend, and which also includes of what? The SQL also, right? So here this is what the sixth project. And the other two projects, right? So here we are going to give what? Another two projects, so which includes of the front end, back end, and MySQL, right? So here after building all these projects, you are capable to do multiple projects over there. So here you can able to build these projects, right? So according to your performance and according to after reviewing of your projects, we can consider you for the internship, right? So these are about the projects that you are going to build, right? I think it's clear for you everyone. So if you're having of any queries, please let me know in the chat box. Okay, so I think everyone got the point, right? So I hope all the students are clear with this session. So if you want to enroll to our course, you can directly ping to our counselors using the number that I have mentioned in the chat box, and also you can make sure you have filled the registration form, right? Right. So if you want any source code or else, so the thing that I have mentioned here, so you can also contact to our counselors. I can send you the source code also. Okay, no? Right. So this is what, this is the source code. So here what are the images that have mentioned here, that is presented in my device, so I can able to mention the things in my laptop. But if if you were opening your web page that is in your laptop, so compulsory you need to mention your own images over there, right? If not, it those doesn't be accessible. Okay, no? So I can share you the source code also if you mention the if you can ping me in the WhatsApp. Okay, no? Where we can find the registration form. Okay, just a second, I will let mention you once again, or else you can directly ping me in the WhatsApp, right? So just let me mention the WhatsApp number again. So just ping a message like I'm interested, so our counselors will call you. Okay, so Lakshmi, So I have mentioned the number over there. So directly you can get contact with our counselors. And I'm also sharing you the form also. You can also fill the registration form. Okay. Then I hope everyone is clear. Have a nice day. Thank you.